Why you over there calling? Huh? Why is you over there calling? He ain't even
Go
look.
ahead, all right.
He was calling.
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. We'll go ahead and get started. Bishop Bolden, would you lead us, please?
Sure, most Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for once again letting us serve this great city. Bless this meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all be seated. Welcome, everybody, to our December 7th City Council meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dietz.
Here.
Bolden.
Here.
McCleary. Sansing.
Here.
Ray.
Here.
Mashburn. Moss.
Here.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Here.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
I have one absent, sir.
All right, we are good to go. We've got a quorum. You've received the minutes for the November 16th meeting, so be familiarizing yourself with those for next time. But right now, entertain a motion to accept the minutes from November 2nd. Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. Those are accepted. Consent agenda. All right, motion to approve and accept the consent agenda. Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? All right. Next, moving into ordinance 1744, modifying Jacksonville Municipal Code 1316, increasing water usage rates. Jake, where are you? Jake Short, if you would, come on up and give us a brief description of what's going on.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. With me is Kirby Rowland from Garver Engineers. He helped with this process of going through our rate study, and he's here to answer any questions if we get into any. At first, I want to recognize our Water Commission Vice Chairman, Mr. Larry Wilson, who's with us, and also Commissioner Kinman, who is also on the council. Oh, I missed Mr.
He's
Peacock.
being quiet.
Chairman Peacock, he snuck in on us. Thank you, sir. The last time that the Waterworks performed a rate study was back in 2008. And at that time, that led to rate increases in 2009, 10, 11, and 12. And so over a decade has passed since our last rate increase, and a lot has transpired in that time. For starters, inflation. If you look at the 10-year period from October of 2013 to October of 2023, inflation's at 31.2%. And you know what that looks like for us at the utility, it's quite a bit more than that. Things that we have to buy to keep the system running, fire hydrants, for instance. We're looking at 90% increases today versus 2013, just for that particular item. Chlorine gas. We were buying chlorine gas in 2013 at 66 cents a pound. It's $2.09 a pound today, and over 200% increase. And so we're feeling that all across the board. Those are just two examples of how inflation is impacting our operation. Another thing that has transpired is Act 604 of 2021. It does a number of things, but most notably, it mandates that as a water provider, we have to perform rate studies every 5 years. And not only do we have to perform those studies, the results of that study, it requires and it mandates that the results have to be implemented. They have to be. So, we've got that kind of driving this study. But because of Act 605, Central Arkansas Water, who we buy 80% of our water from, has followed suit. They performed their rate study. The results of their study show that they need to raise their rates up to 50% over the next decade. So we've got those three key drivers that have forced us to perform our study. We've enlisted Sean Korn with HDR. He performed our study back in 2008. And so he along with Kirby, have worked on this study. And, the results dictate that we're gonna need a 35.5% increase next year, followed by a 6% increase in 2025, and then 3 more years at 4%. What that looks like as far as the ratepayer is concerned, an average bill today is, with all services, including sanitation, including wastewater, is $78.77. With our increase, that bill now goes to $91.01. So, a $12 and some change increase is what that looks like for an average bill. That's essentially it. I'd be happy to answer any questions if there are any. But that's the long and short of it.
Jake, I have a question. Nobody really likes a rate increase, and I think a $12 increase, for somebody on one end on the fixed income, it's gonna be a challenge. Somebody like me, who probably doesn't need to go to McDonald's as much, that's a McDonald's meal I don't go to. What happens if this rate increase is not approved? What happens to Jacksonville Water, to our community? What happens?
Well, Act 605 is it spells that out. If we do not implement the results of this study, we will be labeled by the ANRC, which is the regulatory authority over this. We'll be labeled in fiscal distress. And, once we are labeled in fiscal distress, we have a 90-day period to file an improvement plan with them. Basically, trying to, guide our way out of that. But in terms of rate, it's basically implement your rates. That's really the only way out of that. And so, if we're in fiscal distress, it certainly opens the door to discussions about, and serious discussions about regionalism. And in that case, that's where we start taking a look around, and if we're unable to meet our financial obligations, that kind of leads to other deficiencies, certainly from a regulatory standpoint, water quality standpoint, that causes problems. And so if we're not able to kind of meet those things, some serious discussions need to be had about regionalism, and that we start to looking south at Central Arkansas Water, and they certainly have the resources to maybe come in and take care of things that we can't.
Could you reiterate the last time we got a rate, we raised it, please? Because I think they need to be aware of the last time there was a rate increase.
The last rate increase was in 2012.
So when you look at that, it's necessary to sustain, especially with the rules that have come about. And I was on the water commission, I know she's on the water commission now, and so these changes are necessary, because I know when I was on there, if I'm not mistaken, we tried to hold back giving a rate increase for that reason, but now we have no choice based on the information that Jake shared with us in the meetings that he gave us and what he's just given to the public. So it's a necessary move to maintain the consistency in water providing to our city.
Comment, please. Some on the council may know, Jake certainly does know, that I have been an opponent to every water rate increase they've ever brought before the council since I've been on here. I am not an opponent of this one. They have done everything that I have asked them to do to prove to me the necessity of this rate. Also, we have our responsibility of being able to continue to supply the citizens of Jacksonville with water. It cannot be allowed to not be in our hands. We can't let some other entity take over our water system. So we gotta bite the bullet, pay the piper, not because we want to, but because they're pushed into a position that they've gotta pass it on to us. Everybody's gonna hurt from this, but we got to protect the waters for the citizens of Jacksonville. That's just my comment. I am in support of this. even though I certainly don't like it. I understand it.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I do have a couple of questions, and it was mentioned earlier about the meetings that have been held in regards to this report and the effects of it. My question to you is, after meeting with us, who else have you met with, and have you notified the everyday consumer in the bills like we had spoken about in our meeting?
You know, I did, Rose, I did have an opportunity to speak to the Rotary Club this week about, and basically gave this same presentation to that club to kind of assist in getting the word out regarding what we're proposing. I've been in contact with the folks in our office. We were kind of waiting to see how things went tonight before those getting word out. So, you know, we've got plans to get the word out as soon as next week, pending the results of tonight. As far as the information going on the bill.
So, as of currently, Mr. Mayor, just so that I understand, with the ordinance written as is, this, if it is voted yes, would then enact this and make that rate increase go on to the January bill because of the emergency clause.
Yes.
So I move that we amend this ordinance removing the emergency clause.
There, all right, she has made a motion to remove the emergency.
I feel.
But, yeah, we haven't even read the ordinance yet.
Okay. Well, I feel like this is necessary. I feel, like I said in our meeting, that the citizens should at the very least be notified before we go and we increase their bill. Now, Jake, you had mentioned that ideally you would like this increase to go into effect January, but if I'm not mistaken, you said that we could postpone at the furthest March.
I don't recall saying March. I did state that, you know, if there were issues, you know, getting this through council, it wouldn't hurt us that bad if we had to prolong this a little bit, but I don't recall March being.
Could you give us a month? Are we
Ideally, no.
talking?
Ideally, no, because we're up against budget, and, you know, in an ideal situation, you know, January 1 is what we'd like to see.
May I add to that just a second? Sure. As we went through this study, one of the things we noticed, at the end of last year, your waterworks expenses were exceeding revenues.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 13, 14 months since we noticed that. Now, Jacksonville Waterworks had a reserve. So while this study was being worked on, those extra expenses were being paid for out of reserves. Okay? As of January of this year, every month, Jacksonville Waterworks has pulled, or had to pull, almost $100,000 out of reserve every month. So at the end of this month, they will have pulled $1.2 million out of reserves, and reserves is pretty much zero.
Depleted. Yeah.
There's almost no reserves. That's not a good situation. You want to have your reserves for emergencies,
Gotta have it.
whatever. So, you know, we don't want to delay this too long, or they're not gonna be able to even meet their expenses. They're not meeting it now. If the reserve's at zero, where do they get the money to pay this deficit? That's one of the reasons we talked about trying to do this to start in January.
Could I add something to, oh, no, go ahead. You can go ahead, Joe.
No, go ahead.
I want my fellow council member to understand, this is not something that Jacksonville Waterworks wants to do. It's not like we want money.
Point of order.
This is,
What's the point?
Yeah, well, There's.
First of all, we're supposed to be directing our questions in regards to the chair, and as of currently, Bishop Bolden is speaking directly in regards to me, and I'd like for him to stop. And I'd like for us to conduct business accordingly.
Let me say this to you. I said to the council
Point
member,
of
you are a
order.
council member.
Wait. No, we're not gonna do this.
Thank you.
We're not gonna act like on both sides.
Yeah, well,
There's,
you coming here.
Bishop, what is your point to us?
My point is Jacksonville Waterworks is not trying to strangle people and take money from them, and this is guidelines that are being handed down, and we must cover the water. We have an outstanding waterworks in this city. No, we don't want to tell people, you gotta pay this, you gotta pay that. We have no choice. It's gotta be passed down. Anytime you look at the fact that our reserves are being used, something's gotta be done. That's my point.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to say that I don't agree with, or don't disagree with anything, that has been said. I told Jake, I applaud the report. I think that it is thorough. I understand the situation and predicament that we're in. I understand that we're in a deficit. I also understand that our shooting range is also in a deficit. And there are a lot of other ideal situations that we are not currently in. And as of currently, we all represent Jacksonville, which the average median take home is sitting $10,000 below the state median. So I know that our citizens cannot afford this, and at the very least, should be afforded a notice before we go and raise these rates.
I will say, 1 second. I will say this as far as median income and so forth, and citizens not being able, as you said, to afford this. Unfortunately, that is something we cannot control, as you know, because this has been mandated by the state through Act 605. Jake, is there a way or time to promote this, to put this out between now, today's the 7th or 8th, I don't know what today is now, between now and the end of the year?
We can certainly, Mayor, get as far as the bills that are slated to go out, I want to get it out. The bills for this week have already gone out, but they can go out as soon as next Friday as far as that next set of bills. So we've got the remainder of that month to get that notice out in bills. I would like to reach out to local news media and use that as a mechanism to get the word out. Rose was just as kind of discussing the income kind of issues with some in our community. We did have an opportunity to talk about some of the mechanisms that are available for folks that may be suffering through a hardship or unique situations regarding getting their bills paid. There are a number of charitable organizations, community organizations, faith-based organizations that we rely on, that we send customers to that are going through difficult situations. I've got that information available. The ladies that work up front at the water department have that information accessible and are quick to pass that information along. We also talked about the low-income household water assistance program. I did receive word last week that our vendor agreement with the program is going to be extended till September of 2024. So I do know that there are still funds available via that program that we can send folks to and hopefully get some assistance from that mechanism.
So, Mr. Mayor, I have a follow-up question to
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
You'd spoken about that and said that when it comes to people who are new to needing that assistance, that was not available to them. Is that extension going to expand that and allow that opportunity for people who are newly needing assistance?
I do not know that at this point. I can report that, the program, as far as our vendor agreement with them, has been extended until September of next year. So I do know there are funds still available. We have not been given word as far as them opening the application process up to new individuals yet. I suspect that'll happen, but I cannot guarantee that.
So, Mr. Mayor, as of currently, what I'm hearing is, and I want everything that needs to be clarified to be clarified. When it comes to people who will newly be needing assistance come January, if this increase hits their bills and they're unable to pay this, that we are solely focusing our reliance of support for these individuals to faith-based organizations.
Mr. Mayor?
I can't totally speak to that. I mean, I know Jake has made reference to faith-based organizations. I think there are other county agencies that can help. I believe there, Michelle, CDBG available.
Yes,
Is that
CDBG
correct?
is available.
So there are going to be more options of which assistance could be. Like, that would be a good conversation to have with Michelle Spencer.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
it's me.
Yes, sir.
I move that we place the ordinance 1744 on first reading.
All right, there is a motion to place 1744 on first reading. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Yay.
Bolden. McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
Ordinance 1744, an ordinance modifying Jacksonville Municipal Code 1316, increasing water usage rates, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I move we amend ordinance 1744 to remove the emergency declaration.
Okay, there is a motion for that. Is there a second? All right, no second, so the motion did not gain ground and is.
Dies for lack of a second.
Dies for lack. So any other further discussion on 1744? If not, entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1744 on first and suspend the rules and place on second reading. We have a motion, or first and a second, so roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
No.
Entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1744 on second reading and suspend the rules and place on third and final. We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
No.
Move the emergency clause.
Not there
Approve and
yet.
adopt.
That's it.
We had to entertain a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 1744 on this date.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
No.
And then entertain a motion to attach the emergency clause.
So move.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
No.
All right, 1744 is adopted and put in place.
And today marks the day that Jacksonville knows that we up here represent a select few.
Order.
No, ma'am, that's,
You cannot say that.
I did.
Well, I say point of order.
all right, we're moving on to ordinance 1747, amending Jacksonville Municipal Code regarding sanitation provisions. Jake, thank you very much.
Move we place ordinance 1747 on first reading.
Have a motion, is there a second? Have a motion and a second to place 1747 on first reading. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
Ordinance number 1747, an ordinance amending Jacksonville Municipal Codes regarding sanitation provisions for the Jacksonville Municipal Code, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Any discussion, questions?
Yep.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Mr. Mayor, we're planning on not just increasing the water rates, the half of that sanitation bill, we're now talking about increasing the sanitation part of it as well.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay. How much is that increase?
Adam, would you like to come forward, please?
We were talking about a 35.5% increase for the water. What are we talking about now?
So we are proposing, requesting essentially a $2 per month increase. So our residential rate would go from $15.50 to $17.50. With commercial standard rate would go from $26 to $28. Then from ancillary services, an additional can would go from $7 a can to $8 a can. Commercial dumpsters, rates, which are paid by it's essentially a franchise fee paid by commercial dumpster services, would go from $7 to $9. So once again, at $2 per customer increase. The replacement can cost would go from $60 in our ordinance to $75. So $75 is our straight cost. Now, to be clear, we really don't sell any extra cans, but that provision is in there if someone requests an extra can beyond. We already provide cans if their can is damaged beyond repair. But if for whatever reason they think their can smells bad, that option is available. So it's just a matter of administrative to change that fee.
Mayor,
Yes.
can I address that too? Help
Yes, sir.
Adam. Being that I'm kind of around the city all the time, and I deal with a lot of people, I've had, you know, Adam and them done a fabulous job with all we had to deal with this year. There's no drivers picking up cans. And I will tell you, I know for a fact the cost has gone, for dumping has gone way up. And the job they did, they went overboard to pick up and haul away. I would say, based on what I've known in the real estate business, which North Little Rock, Sherwood and them, they don't even pick up in North Little Rock. They got a little higher rate, but they don't pick up. I was down there the other day, so I'm gonna have to haul it away. But for what y'all do and the way that it's picked up, and if there's an issue, it's, you know, for the little bit of money, I was wondering how we could keep doing what we did for what you were charging. I mean, if you're gonna go pick up a huge bunch of limbs and everything out in front of someone's yard, and it's $35 or carpet net, you know, please, I'll pay you, because
Yeah.
it's well worth it. Or you go get your own dumpster and pay a lot of money. But I'm telling you, that what the city services provide for what we pay is excellent value.
I really feel like, you know, we're same situation as Jake. It's been 13 years since our previous rate increase. Since then, we've absorbed 8 increases from Waste Management as far as what they charge us to accept our waste. So that increase alone, not counting on inflation, it accounts for about a 26% increase in our fees, what we have to absorb. You know, and then kind of Jake already talked about the bleakness of the inflation during that same time period. You know, we're facing the same thing. It's hit us real hard this last year. Just the whole COVID supply chain. I mean, the cost to do business, mechanics, maintenance, and stuff, it is just skyrocketed. You know, of course, I'm not coming with multiple years' experience, but I will say this past year, it's my first year public works director, has been primarily focused in the sanitation area. Just dictated that, and I really feel like we do more with less than any municipality I've compared ours against. So, you know, as far as the services we provide, the weekly, you know, standardized route runs for yard waste, bulky item pickup, that is very unusual in this industry to offer that as a standard service, a weekly service. You know, you don't have to schedule it, you put it out. We do have some excess piles that we charge for, but yeah, we are, I really do feel like we do more with less. And looking at the surrounding areas rates, I mean, we are extremely low compared to those. Even with the rate increase, we're still extremely competitive compared to others.
Any other
Mr. Mayor,
questions? Yes, ma'am.
there is no question or no doubt in anybody's mind that Adam and his team does an amazing job. All of the individuals who help with sanitation and water do an amazing job at facilitating the basic physiological needs of our city. That's no doubt. The issue that I have, the issue that the majority of Jacksonville has, is that over 50% of the households in Jacksonville are sitting below the poverty line. And again, this ordinance again has an emergency clause, which means that again, these rates will hit bills January next year and give no time for households to even amend their budgets and try to make things work. I'm asking for us to make time for the citizens of Jacksonville to figure out how to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps.
Okay. Duly noted. I would say that I think partially you may be underestimating a lot of our residents and what they have, and 50% of our city is not under the poverty level. I can show you that. So that's
Every school teacher that lives here,
but-
a lot of them
No.
got bumped up to
no,
50,000.
no. All right, we have a call for the question. So entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1747 on first reading and suspend the rules in place on second.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All right, roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
No.
Entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1747 on second reading, suspend the rules in place on third and final reading. Motion, is there a second? Second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary.
Aye.
Sansing.
Aye.
Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
No.
All right, entertain a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 1747 on this date.
May I make a quick comment? I don't know if anybody's seen the news, but Little Rock has just suspended their waste pickup. That shows you how it's affecting everybody.
All right, so entertain a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 1747.
Second.
Motion and second, roll call.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
No.
All right, entertain a motion to attach the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, roll call.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
No.
All right, ordinance 1747 is now in place. Adam, thank you very much.
Thank you, Council.
Moving on, we're enter into a time of public hearing for ordinance 1745, creating and certifying tax liens against real properties for balances due from services. Is there anybody here who wants to speak for or against, or any comments towards ordinance 1745 with city liens? Yes, ma'am. Come forward and to the microphone and state your name and your address of where you live.
I'm Angelina Smith. I'm the general manager for Sully's Cabinets and Construction and Sullivan Investment Property. I don't actually live in Jacksonville, but we're the company that we have been building the duplexes on Bailey and Hickory, Ellis, Tricky. One of the things that we have run into with code ordinance is my question, where are they getting their information on who owns the properties? Because there was a citation issued to our property on Hickory. It was handled by code ordinance as erroneous because it was meant for East Hickory, but the original citation was sent to someone who had not owned the property for approximately 6 months at that time. it was sent to the previous owner, not to Sullivan Investment Properties, so we were never notified until we got the letter saying that a lien was gonna be put on the property. And now, the fact that it wasn't ours was fine, but there's obviously something wrong with the system on who owns the properties, because as I emailed you on, an investor who had bought one of the properties we built, the notifications are not going to the proper owners, and it's going through a trail, and then people are inheriting these, issues without the proper owners not ever being notified. So my concern is there, where is the property ownership coming from that they have access to even be notifying people that they have a code violation?
Lieutenant Wright, is Supervisor Barger here? LT, are you able to speak towards this?
I can.
I need you on one of those mics.
I got you.
So the information that they get it from Pages. So that's the information that the state operates or the county operates for the property values. Our system that they use to determine the property ownership links directly with Pages. I know there was a time period where the system was not updating as fast as it should, and Pages doesn't update it instantly. So, and then once they send a letter out, that address follows that case, the address and the owner follows the case from the time the first letter is sent. So as far as like the property on Bailey you're talking about, when they sent that initial letter out, that was one parcel. Now how it's changed since the property was sold, from what I understand, whenever we looked at that, that was one parcel according to our system. So there were not 4 parcels there, it was one, because we cut that lot several times because the gentleman that owned it refused to cut it. So that followed with that owner and everything else. The owner, once the case is open, does not open, or does not change. So that's, might be an issue in the system where we're trying to stick it with that owner. And if the owner has received a code notification, a code violation, they are supposed to disclose that to you prior to you purchasing the property. And through city ordinance, they are supposed to contact, you guys are supposed to contact us, and we're supposed to be able to discuss that. So it's on the property owner that sold you the property, as far as that goes, to disclose that information to you. So now what happens after that, like I said, we follow through what all of our case says. We don't typically go back through and try to update new owners on new cases, because initially that's not your responsibility. That owner's supposed to disclose that to you by ordinance.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like some clarification. Lieutenant Wright mentioned Pages, but I thought that our county property records is AR County data.
It is there, we're linked together. You can go to Pages. Pages is just the mapping system in which you can click on any property in Pulaski County to bring up ownership and so forth, and you can click the details, and that takes you directly to AR County data.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Wright, when an issue like this arises, what's her recourse to you guys to talk to get that clarified? Because it's really not her issue. And
From what I understand, the issue has been clarified and corrected.
okay,
Yes.
I guess I want somebody to have a recourse to say, okay.
Unfortunately, it may be something where we need to actually, in situations like this, when it does occur, it may be something where we just need to start taking the enforcement procedures against the people that are selling the properties. If they're not disclosing that information to the new owners, perhaps that's something we need to start doing, is enforcing that on them and saying, you know, if they come out and tell us, hey, we weren't advised of this, that we track down and issue a citation to that owner.
Right.
But a lot of the times, another issue we have is those owners will be out of state.
Yeah.
So it's not
I
even
see that.
a,
I get that.
you know, it's an option that's hard to pursue.
Lieutenant Wright, now, and Ms. Sullivan, so did y'all close to a title company?
Yes.
So the title company should have caught it.
And the issue that we have come up with, we have stated to our title company that this is something we want to check. We are now checking it ourselves. beforehand, just to have the second thing. But what they're checking for is tax liens. They're not checking code enforcement. And, you know, the things I've heard since these letters went out in November, you know, multiple title companies have said they have been getting angry calls from people they closed with, why did you not find this? And I think part of it, you know, as far as notifications, is that you know, I use Pegas. I mean, I research the properties we're looking at to buy. I make sure there's no state tax liens on. I don't put it all on the title company. But yeah, we never thought to check with code enforcement because we thought it would be something that would be a matter of public record. My concern, and they did, to put it on record, the Hickory issue, it was not our property. It was East Hickory, not West. They fixed it. With Bailey, you know, that had been passed along past us. It was also handled. My particular concern was that it seemed to me like code enforcement is operating with they're not operating with sufficient information as to who owns it, because the Hickory property went out to somebody who had not owned the code violation, went out to somebody who hadn't even owned the property, had this been the correct property being cited, for 6 months. We bought it in January of 2023. This citation went out in June of 2023, and Pegas is not that slow. It's usually about 2 to 3 months behind. And so I'm sure she looked at it and said, I don't own this, and threw it away. So the first notice we got of a potential violation of the property was the letter saying there's about to be a tax lien. So I contacted them. She pulled up I said, I want to see a photo. We didn't have sod on this property. How could we have a grass violation? And so she pulls it up. She says, oh, this isn't you, because you're building a duplex and this is a house. And they had mixed up East and West Hickory. So, you know, that was an easy solution for me, but, you know, the fact that it went to the wrong person in the first place was the concern I was bringing forward.
Right. Well,
So, mistakes will happen as far as that goes. We're all human. So, I mean, that was an issue that they should have checked on, in my understanding, like you said, once they found out that was wrong, they corrected that. We're instituting procedures now to where it's been typical practice in the city of Jacksonville. We file our liens October, December timeframe. So anytime we do anything now, from that point, every month they're going to be, anytime they do tax liens, they're going to file them every month, get them to the city attorney so we can keep the records updated. Because if you guys aren't you guys won't be notified about the tax lien until the new year, whenever it comes out. So, and I know that creates an issue, but I mean, it's a lot of times just making a phone call to the code enforcement office. We'll be able to pull up and tell you, hey, this is how many code violations we've had over this in the year, and see if there's any outstanding ones. And I know that's not on you, that's on that property, the seller, to tell you guys that. And if they don't, they're violating the law. So.
No. I guess the main thing was, you know, they might not even know. And I'm not putting it on your department. I was just wanting to know, you know, that maybe your software was not giving you the correct information. And if so, you know, you are paying for software that's not giving the correct information that it needed to be fixed. So, because the 6-month one and the Bailey Street issue, those violations were from the spring of 2022 that we were being notified for. And so by the time this owner who got that letter in the mail, the violations were for the owner before us. It had gone through us, and then on to him. And this was not one big lot. It has always been 4 lots. And so at this point, there's multiple owners even. But, you know, and it was taken care of. I just wanted to say, you know, that if you're putting in tax liens, then, you know, the information needs to, you know, be happening faster too, because a grass violation from the spring of 2022 should not be being levied in the fall, you know, in the winter of 2023. You know, something went wrong there. So. And that was just the main thing I wanted to bring forward was, you know, that there's just some data glitches going on in a department that I know has the odds stacked against them. You know, we've dealt with neighbors, et cetera, out there, and, you know, and code enforcement has, you know, to their credit, always taken care of any issues we have had, so.
Well, thank you for your concern.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Thank you, Milty. Any other comments in public hearing time? If not, at 6:44, closing off public hearing for this. So entertain a motion to place ordinance 1745 on first reading.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden. McCleary. Sansing. Ray. Moss. Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
Ordinance number 1745, an ordinance creating and certifying tax liens against real properties at various locations within the city for balances due from services rendered by and/or on behalf of the city of Jacksonville, Arkansas, and for other purposes.
All right, here is your discussion time on this, if there is any, but I will point out to you one correction. That is on the list, the black and white list you have going across. If you will look just probably 5 or 6 down from the top, Shelby Properties LLC of 1400 North Jeff Davis. That property will come off, so that property is not being considered here for condemnation. So if you can mark that accordingly, and this will be presented as, with that amendment or adjustment to it.
You know, I mean, I'll be honest, you know, I looked at this, and if you take a look, you know, I know we're making mistakes, we can't get them all. And I'm just saying that that's 4 pages of a lot of money that we're having to spend for citizens and that's not paying us back. And we can file the tax lien on them, but it'd sure be nice to be able to figure out how to collect a lot of this so we could put it back in our budget and we could finish the fire department. I'm just saying all this stuff that's on there, but you look at them, some of them are not small amounts. I mean, I can see 165, but some of these go back, she's talking about $2,780. That's a lot of money that we're having to maintain for people. I mean, like, either they need to maintain their property, or they need to figure out and dispose of it and let somebody who will. Because this costs in our city a lot of money. We don't get this money. People don't realize that until either something happens and it gets sold and it's filed against lien when they try to sell it. Some of them are never gonna sell. So I'm just bringing that point. Yeah, and I know that the code does a great job trying to track everybody down, but it's hard to track everybody down when, you know, everyone moves around with the systems we got. So.
Parliamentary inquiry.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we going to need to have a motion for the amendment for Jeff Davis?
No.
Madam,
That's for
do not.
Stephanie, our parliamentarian.
No, we would not. If we're voting on what the mayor has described, we would not need an amendment.
Okay.
All right, entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1745 on first reading and suspend the rules in place on second reading.
So move.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
All right, entertain a motion to approve ordinance
So moved.
1745 on second and suspend the rules in place on third and final reading. Motion and a second. Roll call.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
Entertain a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 1745 on this date. Motion and second. Roll call.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
All right, ordinance 1745 has been adopted.
Mayor, I move that we read resolution 842.
All right, we have a motion to read resolution 842, which is
Second.
motion and second. So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by nay?
Resolution 842, resolution of the City Council of Jacksonville certifying local government endorsement of Sig Sauer Incorporated to participate in the tax back program and, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Any questions about this?
Mr. Mayor, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What is the benefit to the city for this tax back for Sig Sauer?
Benefit to the city, there really isn't any.
A good partner.
I mean, other than goodwill and support, it is providing them the business a benefit because of what they are going to be bringing in. It is aiding them in their construction with that, and which will be bringing us 625 new jobs. So that's where the benefit is, but there is no direct monetary benefit associated with that.
Thank you. Move that we adopt resolution 842.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question.
Hold on, she asked a question before a second came in. Yes, ma'am.
So just for the minutes, what is Sig Sauer? Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did, actually. That was, Sig Sauer is a international firearms company that has all their manufacturing plant for ammunition located here.
Right,
in town.
and they've had multiple publications already saying how they're coming in and all
Yes.
of that. My second question is this indefinitely, or is this for a period?
No, it's appeared to be for no longer than 4 years. And it is only applied to construction materials associated with their building that they are doing now. It does not apply towards other things, whatever you name it, for what they would be using. It goes towards the setup of the new plant that they are adding here. Any other questions?
That's it for me.
Okay. We have a motion made and there's second to adopt and approve Resolution 842. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by nay? Motion carries. Resolution is applied. Ordinance 1746, adopting the fiscal budget for '24. Entertain a motion to place ordinance 1746 on first reading.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden. McCleary. Sansing. Ray. Moss. Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
Ordinance number 1746, an ordinance adopting a fiscal budget for 2024, making appropriations and authorizing expenditures for operation of various departments of city government for the purchase of materials, supplies, equipment, and services, covering general fund operations, street fund, emergency medical services fund, shooting range fund, and sanitation fund, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
That's a mouthful. All right, before y'all have all received about a week and a half ago, I guess, the copy of the proposed 2024 budget. This is your opportunity to ask any questions that you may have if you have not had received answers to previously. Are there any questions or discussions?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
I do have questions in regards to the projections or the estimations that we have.
Okay, yes, ma'am, go ahead with that. Cheryl, Ms. Earl, would you like to come forward, please?
So we're projecting an increase even with all of the adversities that businesses are currently facing with the interstate construction.
Yes.
Where is that increase coming from?
Are you talking about the general fund? Or-
Yes, our projected increase in revenues for next year.
Okay, there is, on the page with the revenues, I have them broken down by the different types of revenues.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just see which ones have increased. The county sales tax, I've increased it by 2% because the construction is not it doesn't really affect the county sales tax. I've only increased the city sales tax by $200,000, because a lot of our sales, they may not be physically going into the businesses such as Walmart. However, they're still doing online sales, and they're having things delivered to them. And we also get sales tax from online purchases like through Amazon and,
Any online
and
retailer.
eBay and any kind of online retail. We get sales tax from that too. So even though they're not physically purchasing things here, they're purchasing there.
Right.
Online, so we get those sales tax. And so I've increased it there. There's an increase in parks revenues from last year because, of course, Dupree was out because of the tornado, and so we did not have revenues from that generated in 2023. However, we're up and running now, and so we'll have those revenues back again in 2024. So that's an increase in those line items.
Councilmember Raines, did that answer your question there, or?
It answered my question, but it does not reconcile my concerns, because fact of the matter is a lot of our citizens are choosing to go to either Cabot or Sherwood in order to utilize their Walmart. And that's just from them actually talking to me and telling me that. Telling me their concerns about the potholes, the construction, how long it is, the fact that all of the phases of construction started simultaneously, and now we have an entire, expressway that is impacted by that. And so my concern is that our projections are increased, and in actuality, in the future, that is not going to come into fruition. Those are my deep concerns for this city.
I can see that, and I can understand that. With that, I wish we had a crystal ball and could see if that was going to indeed be the case. Either way, if it was going to decrease or if it's going to increase. With that, with projections and so forth, as we've been talking about earlier, with cost of goods increasing, the amount of what we are receiving in sales tax is also increasing. What we may, quote, lose in volume, we're actually making back up because prices are going up on everything. What you're buying now is not the same as what you have been paying for, and because of that, sales tax is going up. There's greater revenue being generated just by default because of inflation and everything else, that we as individual consumers and residents complain about. As far as a city goes, it's a good thing because it is generating more operational revenue.
Time will tell, but we stand a lot to lose with our reserves.
If that's assuming that reserves that have to be touched. This past year, we had a budget and we came in we're at 1.2 to 1.5 million over what we thought we were going to be this year. So, and that was with all the construction that began back in the first quarter of this year.
And also, the budget is a working document. It's not set in stone per se, because anytime that there's an emergency or something that's not in the budget that needs to be purchased, then it's brought before city council to get approval, if it's not already in our budget to do so. And if we see that our revenues are not coming in like we projected, then we will make budget amendments to offset that. And we will reduce whatever items that we're going to be purchasing, we will reduce whatever is necessary in order to where we're not overspending the revenues that are coming in.
If I remember right, Mr. Mayor, earlier this year you mentioned that that's like a 5% variance of the budget where you have to bring it back.
At the end of the year, that's what I do. At the end of the year, is if there's a 5% increase, either in revenues or in expenditures,
So
either way.
that's what you personally do, that's not a requirement?
No, that is a requirement. But throughout the year, different departments come to city council for different purchases.
Right,
When-
for the bigger, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, time will tell.
Other questions?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Either for you or for Cheryl, you mentioned in here about a economic developer. Can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Yes, we are looking into, and we budgeted for the hiring of an economic developer for the city. We have had the services of an economic developer, which has been through the Chamber of Commerce. And that has been funded through the A&P Commission, has been giving money towards that. We are going to move that from the Chamber of Commerce to the city. As far as the position goes, it will be working through the city instead of through the chamber. The A&P Commission is still going to give the same amount of money that was going towards that person's salary. They're still going to support that position. We have budgeted in money, which I believe in that line item is $45,000, to go towards finishing out the salary that's needed, and then for benefits, and then anything else that is needed with the positions, working capital for that person.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. Other comments, questions?
Only question I have,
Yes, sir.
Cheryl, is this sustainable?
It is sustainable for next year, for
Next year.
2024.
What about 2025?
I don't have a crystal ball.
So,
So,
so how about court funds? 120,000, we've been running 290.
Other questions? You got, all right. We don't want to keep,
I got a question, I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
gonna ask, so, but it looks like, I know, our budget for court fines, so look, 22 was 292, we didn't get near, I only did 230,000, and then this year we budgeted 240,000, the people that are, and they're in court all the time, doing everything wrong, and we've collected 120,000. I mean, are they that lenient? I know it's not Stephanie, I'm just saying, cause it goes to the, but are they that lenient that if I'm doing 55 and a 25, that's time to start fining them, make them pay a fine? It'll just cut that back down, but I'm just saying,
Councilmember Dietz, I would invite you to speak to Judge Bailey.
I already have,
Okay.
3 or 4 times.
any other questions about the budget?
You agree with that?
If not, entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1746 on first reading and suspend the rules and place on second. We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray. Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
Entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1746 on second reading and suspend the rules in place on third and final reading. Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray. Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
Entertain a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 1746 on this date. Motion and second. Roll call.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Bolden.
Aye.
McCleary. Sansing. Ray. Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman. Raines.
Aye.
Okay, ordinance 1746 is adopted. Thank you all very much, and to all the no emergency for that. All the directors and everybody else who was involved in that process, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your work that y'all have put into that, so I know there's been a lot of time spent. After that, any unfinished or new business? If not, entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you, we are done.
Good job. Very good. Thank you. Very timely.
Oh, man.